Now you should have your recipes in front of you. So I'm going to use this as a pretend recipe. We're going to use Walmart grocery. Hopefully it's not blocked at school. If it is blocked at school, then you can Google Amazon grocery or any other type of grocery store. But you're going to pretty much just go grocery shop and put it all in the cart, because you can go back and look at everything, or you can write it down, whichever is easier for you. But I'm just going to use Walmart grocery, and I'm going to put all my ingredients for the grilled cheese in the cart, so that I can look over there in that corner and have all my numbers. So I'm just going to get my cheese, and I got some bread, and I am going to make note that when I purchase things, for instance, like my sticks of butter, it's a pound of butter, 16 ounces, and my American cheese slices, it's 12 ounces, but it's also 16 slices, and slices are what's important, because we're going to look at what's called the common denominator. So there we go. Okay, so today we're going to learn how to cost. Now, what you're going to have in front of you is a practice costing sheet that looks exactly like this. Now, what this is a step-by-step guide to help you cost it out. So we're looking at number 1, and along with your sheets, you also have sheets that says recipe worksheet that looks like this, as well as food cost worksheet and menu price worksheet. And we're going to go through what each of these different sheets are. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to our first page, what looks like this, the Delightful Diner cost sheet. Looking at number 1, and if I'm going to find number 1, I'm going to find that under recipe worksheet right there, number of portions. So there's number 1 right there. So keep that in mind. I'm going to move that off. Number 1 is looking at the number of portions. So for this practice one, we're going to do grilled cheese, and it makes 2 sandwiches, but we only need 1 per customer. So what we're going to do is we're going to figure that out. So going back to number 1 again, number of portion that this makes is 2. However, for each customer, they get 1 sandwich. So if your recipe makes, say, a whole cake which serves 7, your number of portions will be 7 portions, 7 slices. For the menu, you're going to sell them by the slice, so it would be 1 slice. So for us, this recipe makes 2 grilled cheese sandwiches, 1 sandwich per person. So we're going to number 2. We're going to transfer your ingredients, and that's going to be in number 2, and the amounts in number 3 onto your recipe worksheet. We want to be as consistent as possible. Don't forget to include your procedure steps as detailed and accurate as possible. So if I bring back my first sheet again, worksheet, recipe worksheet, my 2 are my ingredients, my 3 is the amounts. So for this recipe, I need bread, I need American cheese, I need butter. Now for bread, I need 4 slices of bread, because again, remember it makes 2 sandwiches. I need 2 slices of American cheese and 1 teaspoon of butter. So that's my 1, 2, and 3. So I've gotten step 1 done, step 2 done. So now we're looking at the food cost worksheet. We are going to take our information that we gained from number 1, 2, and 3 from the recipe worksheet, and we're going to move it over. We want to make sure we be as consistent as possible. So we're looking at my food cost worksheet, which looks like that. So you can see this is 1, 2, 3. Now there's a blank there. I do want you to put whatever school you are. So let's pretend I'm at Beverly Hills High School. So whatever school you are, make sure you put that there. Educator will be me. Make sure you put my name there. The grilled cheese sandwich. Now this part here is done for you. But from now on, whenever you do costing, you're going to have to make sure you fill this out. Alright, so again, 1, number of portions. This is my number 1, my number 2, my ingredient list here, my 3s. So make sure we're going to move all these over. So I do need to bring over some information. So how many slices of American cheese did I need? I needed 2 slices. How much butter did I need? If I forget, I'm gonna go look at it. I need 1 teaspoon of butter. Now, what we're gonna be doing here is we're gonna be filling out 4 and 5. So we're gonna put this away for right now so we can read our steps. So now let's figure out our unit cost of bread will be. To figure out 4 and 5, we use the formula chart handout. And this is an example of the chart that you have. Yours is color coded. So we're looking at this now and we're going to have to work through it. One of the things that I always want you to make sure you do is always use dollar signs. It's really important to have dollar signs so that you know when you're dealing with money. So let's scroll in a little bit. Alright, so A here is the amount of money I had to pay in order to buy this package. So let's say this is vanilla and I bought the vanilla. I had to pay $1.39 and the jar was 8 ounces. So that's here. So that'll be my A. My A is the cost of ingredients in its entirety. We're also going to include the size, just as you would as you were to buy it at the store. So per ounce, per pound, etc. If it's like slices, it might have, 24 slices, whatever. So B is a little hard to see here. Now I'm going to work through this. Now what I want to do is I want to use this B to sort of be my scratch paper to help me find what's called the lowest common denominator. So for me, 8 ounces equals 4 teaspoons. Oh, I'm sorry, 48 teaspoons. Because I'm right here, I'm dealing with ounces. However, my recipe is dealing with teaspoons. So for me, to make it a lot easier, what I'm going to do is I'm going to transfer that information to make it similar. So I found out that 8 ounces equals 48 teaspoons. Now my C is the cost divided by the number of servings in the container. And again, I'm going to use my converted here. So it's $1.39, which I got from here, divided by 48, because that's 48 teaspoons. So I take my calculator, $1.39 divided by 48. Oops. Equals 0.02. Now, when we deal with money, we always round up, regardless. If this was a 0 after that 2, well, it would be 2. But if it was, say, a 2 after that 2, there's 2 2s there, I would still round up to 3 cents. So for us, per serving, it cost us 3 cents for vanilla, which is what I have right there, 3 cents. Now, when I do the math here, in order for the judges or for me to see where you are going with your math, I like to see you work your problems out. Even though if it's simple math, I want to see it. So as you can see here, I have $1.39 divided by 48, there's a dollar sign there, equals 0.0289. Now, I did not round up. You save that for later. So keep it there. I want to see at least 3 decimals, or 3 numbers after the decimal. Lastly is my E. E is the least common denominator times the amount of product needed in the form of the denominator. So for this one, it would be 0.0283 times 1, because I only need 1 teaspoon. If I needed 3 teaspoons, it would be 0.0289 times 3. So now the answer is 0.0289, rounded up to 3 cents. There we go. So for us, the next thing because we are going to go and look at number 4, figuring out number 4, unit cost. So let's scroll back out so we can see. Alright, so figure out number 4. Now we're looking at the loaf of bread. I found out that it costs me $2.19 for one loaf of bread. Now what I did in my B, I took my information and I found that there are 17 slices of bread in a bag. Sometimes it's more, sometimes it's less, but I'm going to go with this because this is my general rule. So for my C, we'll go over here, we'll put A. My step A would be, and you don't have to put A, B, and C, but for this I am, just to show you. So A would be $2.19 per loaf, one loaf. So my B, my next step is, I'm going to use this as my scratch paper. I know that there are one loaf equals, I'm going by slices, so there were 17 slices. Okay, so my C, now I'm going to divide my cost into how many slices by the common denominator. So it would be $2.19 divided by 17 equals, use my handy dandy calculator, $2.19 divided by 17 equals, so I'm going to put all those numbers there. Practice putting a 0 in front for cents so that you don't get confused. And I want to see at least 3, but I'm going to give myself 4. Okay, so C is complete. And I like to put these in parentheses. B, I like to put in box parentheses just so that I know this is my scratch paper. Then everything else is in regular parentheses. Okay, so now the next step we're going to do is we are going to continue on to find my E. So my E would be 0.1288 times, how many slices do I need for this? I need 4 slices, times 4 equals money sign 5152. I'm going to round that up to 52 cents. Alright, so we figured out our 4 and our 5. So we're going to do that again with my American cheese. I found out that there are 24 slices in my American cheese, and it cost me $3.15. 24 slices. Luckily for me, I don't have to change anything, but I still want to do B. So 24 slices equals 24 slices. It may seem like it's repetitive, but this is going to help you practice the steps. C. Now I'm going to take my 24 and divide it by the cost. So So $3.50, parentheses, divided by 24 equals $3.15 divided by 24 slices equals.
Heather Case, call the office, please.
0.
Deb Trulinger, if you're in the building, line 1.
0.131. We'll move that over here. 0.1312. Okay, now we're going to do E. So remember, we have to multiply that. So E would be 0.1312 times 2 slices. So 2 equals to 5. We're going to round that up, even though that's still a 2 behind there. We're going to still round it up to 27 cents. And the reason we round up with money is because eventually we'll start losing money. Maybe pennies, but pennies over time add up. So we always round up with money. All right, lastly is my butter. When I went to the store, I bought a whole pound of butter. Now, when I bought that butter, it cost me $2.50 for a pound of butter. Now, using a little bit of math, I know that there are 8 tablespoons per stick. So 8 tablespoons per stick. There are 4 sticks of butter times 4 in that package. 32. Now there's 32 tablespoons. Now I remember now that sitting on top of my table is 3 teacups. So there are 3 teaspoons for every tablespoon. So for 32 tablespoons, I'm going to multiply that by 3. There's 96 teaspoons in a pound of butter. So 1 pound of butter equals 96 teaspoons. And the reason I want teaspoons is because this is the most common denominator. If it was tablespoons, then I would want tablespoons, but it's teaspoons, so I need to work it down so that I get my teaspoons out of there. Now the next thing we're going to do is we're going to go to C. Now that I know there's 96 teaspoons, I'm going to take my $2.50 divided by 96 equals $2.50 divided by 96 equals, can you see that? Put that right there. $0.0260. That. Now I'm going to A, B, C, D. My D for my E. Hope everyone got that. I'll slow down a little bit so you can write everything. Alright, so E, now that we have my D right there, times, what do I need? 1 equals 0.0260. And to find my 5, 0. Round up, 3 cents. Alright, so now that we've got our 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, we're going to do 6. Now we're doing our total recipe cost. So 6 will be to add up all of these ingredients to find out how much it costs for the total recipe. If I was to write this entire recipe. So 5.2 plus 0.27 plus 0.03 equals 82 cents. 0.82. Now divided by portion. So how many portions does this make? Going back up to 1 here, it makes 2 portions. So I need to divide 0.8 or 82 cents divided by 2. 41 cents. So it cost me 41 cents per portion. Alright, so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to be looking at the menu price worksheet. So we're going to find out how much it is that we're going to charge our customer, and we use the menu price worksheet. We're also going to need to have all our costs for every item that accompanies this dish. So for instance, my grilled cheese sandwich is going to come with fries. So included on this menu practice sheet is the cost for a portion of fries. If you plan to garnish your dish with a radish rose, I will too also need to figure out how much it costs per rose. So we're going to use this information. We're going to find, we're going to fill in columns 8, 9, and 10. So we'll go into now, we're going into our menu price worksheet right here. Now from our original sheet, we are looking at portion costs. So here, total recipe costs, portion costs. So our portion cost would be 41 cents. And I went through and I portioned out the french fries for you so you don't have to work on that. So again, make sure you get all this filled out. Beverly Hills. Educator name, menu item. Now this is where you would call it your fancy grilled cheese sandwich. So American panini. It's basically a grilled cheese sandwich with American cheese. So now we're going to figure out our 9, which is our total portion cost. So I take 41 cents, 0.41 plus 0.55 equals 96 cents for a portion. So as a restaurant, it costs me 96 cents just to make this. Just for the food cost, not for labor or anything else. But 96 cents worth of ingredients to make grilled cheese with french fries. Now I'm going to figure out how much I'm going to charge my customers. Now, this is where most restaurants get kind of creative in making a stance of what they are going to be charging their customers. So we're going to find just basic as it is. And we're going to use our ProStart menu price of food costs of 33%. So right here, if you look here, you're going to take number 9, meaning this number here, 9, divided by 0.33. Doesn't mean divide 9 by that, but if you take number 9, which is 96 cents, 96 cents divided by 0.33. So 0.96 divided by 0.33 equals $2.90. So $2.90. Now, my restaurant is really nice and fancy. We don't do 96 cents on the menu. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put $2.96. Oh, sorry, and 90 cents. I don't know why I keep saying 96 cents. Actually, it's 91 because I didn't round up. It's $2.91. I am going to round it to a more acceptable menu price. So for us, we're going to have $3 because all our menu items on our menu is one number. We don't have 50 cents. We don't have 19 cents. It's $3, $6, or $7. So for us, what I'm going to charge my customers is $3. Now you may think it's pretty cheap, but keep in mind this could be like a kid's menu. It's a grilled cheese sandwich with French fries. Not a lot going on. All right, so we have worked through costing out a recipe. Now it may seem like there's a lot of work involved, and it kind of is, but once you've done it once, if you were ever to take this entire recipe and change it, say add bacon, you'd need to go back and redo it. So it's one of those things that it's going to be constantly involved. So Pro Start, if you are changing your menu and say, for instance, we're doing grilled cheese with French fries and that radish rose, you need to go back, do a separate set of the recipe worksheet of the radish rose, the food costs worksheet of the radish rose, and then you would just add it here. This part would just change in terms of number wise, but you can keep this here because it will still be the same menu item. That is how you cost